Creating web designs with tables may be old-fashioned by today's standards, but they're still an important part of web design. Whether you're working on a site that was designed with tables and you want to update it, or you're using tables to format tabular data, the one case where tables are still recommended, this lesson will help you find all the tools you need in Dreamweaver. In this chapter, we'll be playing with the Chocolate Game Rules website. As you saw in the first chapter, page layouts like this are created with tables, and that's been a really common practice for a long time, but it's not the best approach today. So if you look at a website like this other example of how it's played, you can see I've turned the border on this table so you can see the border of the table and you can better visualize how tables were used for layout. You could split cells to have something like a banner across the top, and you could put content in cells side by side to create a two-column design like this. Now this particular layout actually combines cascading style sheets with a table, and this page was created with relatively clean code given that it was designed with a table. This first link to learn how to play goes to a version that was created with really almost all the worst things you can do on the web today. As you'll see when we look at this in Dreamweaver, this text is styled with inline attributes, so we're using the font face and the font size and the font color, and options that really are no longer recommended for styling text. So one of the things we'll do at the end of this chapter is to redesign this page, keeping it in tables, but at least replacing some of those really old-fashioned design approaches with CSS. Because I have to admit, although tables are no longer recommended for creating page layouts, I know it's a lot of effort to completely change all of the websites you may already have in existence. And I have to admit, I was guilty for a while of keeping some sites online with tables. I do recommend that you now redesign sites like that using CSS instead, and that you limit your use of tables now and in the future only to instances like this contest page. Now the reason tables are recommended for a page like this is that what you're looking at here is tabular data, data that's consistent enough to really warrant use in a table. That is, every one of these has a photo, a skill score, and a humor rating. And over the same content repeats in table row after table row. As a result, that information works well in a table. And today on the internet, it's still recommended. So if you're creating a site that has a lot of spreadsheet information, or you're pulling content out of a database in a very consistent way, then absolutely you should use tables. Although I still recommend that you combine that table with styles, using cascading style sheets instead of the old-fashioned inline styles to create the styling on this page. And you'll see when we recreate this page how you do that.